I'm gonna regret eating that chocolate ice cream. I bet you. G'day YouTube, how you doing, you gorgeous bastards? Today we go of a power build of this Japanese village, or at least for idea behind it. Um, but I'm probably gonna try to work on this a little bit more. And like go higher with it. And we need to test build stuff too, see if we can actually place things down. Can we actually put any production? We're gonna go back to the main base real quick. To be fair, though, I haven't done much AFK farming too, though, so I hate that my bases look completely different on Sparse server compare this server. Okay, one thing we do need to do is just light some lights up here. Hello? You don't want to be placed there? You want? Okay. It's fine. It's whatever's. I'm here because I was doing this. Yeah, why are you guys starving again? I'm pretty sure I fixed that. I'm pretty sure. Well, to be fair though, I can see why. No, that was on Spa server. So I need to go in. Not that base. Where is it? So I'm pretty sure she just wants the main tower itself. Anything extra on the side I can probably do. I need to make sure there's space for the basic power essentials. Alright, governors. Where's... Oh god, I don't even have this even... you know what? Perfect. I sort of goes to my finger right. I hate how unorganized this thing is. Why is this here? I might leave that in there. Alright. Is this what I'm looking for? Yes. You know what? Let's just make that. And what I do with the second floor, since we do have space, is that come here. As I said, we're probably moving main bases anyway. I do want to rebuild this though. At least for top half. So this will be making these. Walls we're pretty good for. We can probably honestly, what level are we? Yeah, we should go do the Blaze Mutt. Try to get some better pals. And yeah, food first, Tim. We need to do some base care first before we do any building. Considering the crystals are the most important thing. I'm sorry. So one probably not enough berries too though. The problem is, right, when you do have stuff like this, you gotta make sure you have enough food coming in for the pals. So usually it depends what pals you have too, that determines how much they eat. So he's like trying to feed a should have some lean. Oh my god, let's just fix this first. That's better. Yeah, no, I got some lean leaders here. Artisan, let's give you not this. What do you mean by you're clumsy? That's fine. You know what? No, let's put you in. And then we'll go to bases. What bases do I have? I gotta remember different bases I have because obviously it's dotted across different areas. You know, I really don't want to take that from you. Alright, I guess this one's next. Oh, you know. I might have to AFK tonight on this. I will have to AFK today. In honestly, it's probably tomorrow I'm doing L. Oh no, I suppose I can't do one doing L and Tail. Why is it so dark? Hello? Look, I'm sorry. Here's some food. I know you're starving. I'll get you guys sorted. I'll get the medications that you guys need to. I swear I'm not a bad powder owner. I just simply forgot. At least about the so that should be enough cold. So that's fine, that's fine. The main base is fine. We still gotta do the things because reason why we make the circuitry is because I want to test how big the actual base is and like how you would put the layout to the build for like really. It's such a different build compared to bloody on Sparse server. I kind of want to remake what I did on Sparse on this, but I don't know. It's just a lot of materials. Yeah. Ooh. All right. I think that's gonna be fine. Good job. Pretty sure this is power materials. So that would no. Maybe. No. Sure. Uh, I don't know to. I would do this honestly with space. I would honestly keep this, but redo. I don't know. It's an interesting shape, right? So I don't know. Like I feel like I want to redo it. Um, but I'm probably going to tear it down anyway to save up space and use the base slot for test builds. And make the other one I'm doing right now is the new main base. But I do like the one I did for the HQ and Spa server. It's so fucking nice. Like from the box it was originally down to what I made it. It's honestly gorgeous. So we're gonna get rid of these sort of, I honestly really thought like Venimal Faces things. Like at least for yeah, we got French fries. We're good for food. Oh. So the reason why I'm getting rid of this, I liked it, but I didn't, right? I destroyed a pillar by accident. I wish I had scaffolding. It is unfortunate though with the oil itself. I can't really do too much about it. I wish I could like build in it. It's probably a mod that would do that. But all right, so you'll come up like this, and this first floor you can just put like your like a basic chest, right? Nothing too well. You probably want to put the chest down. Can I destroy the? Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing above there. So I got to think about the machinery and how I'm going to place it right. Because it is big. There's no other way. Can I actually like make a schematic and do it that way? All right. So the only way I could theoretically feel like you could do right is do what I'm doing here. Oh, yeah, the middle too. I forgot I don't have the resources like I do on Spa server. As I said, I haven't been doing any AFK. So you could theoretically do the same thing like over here, right? So, but I would do something like this. But then this leaves this little gap here, right? So what you could probably honestly put here are the little benches like. And what I would suggest maybe putting right is like the chest for like schematics and stuff like that. What base has some metal in it? I think it's this one. But I need to worry about. Hello? Is it the main base? I think it might be the main base because I think I destroyed it and then I moved it to the main base because I had the Yomentides. At least for Ignis Yomentides there. Yeah, that's what happened. At worst, honestly, since it's going to be like the new main base, we can probably end up just eventually breaking stuff down. Like when it comes to the actual machinery and place, like most of the stuff I'm using to make the stuff is in the guild block, so we can honestly probably just break it down. And do it that way. That's it. I got some here, so I've been cooking it here too. See, that's what I'm talking to, but I'm not used. I have so many different layouts on different bases that I am getting confused. That's fine though. It is bound to happen. There's nothing in here, right? Besides my bed. But I like that I do different layouts and this for the builds, right? I wanted to redo the ice one though. It's a bit dodgy. Does this place have metal I can use? Surely it would, right? It should have metal. I'm going to destroy this base though. Definitely this one. I've just been using it for the... already just for the stone, to be real with you. Be a nice. It's been a nice little middle point for resources. What I did, I wanted. Take half for the that. Blah, 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 come on. But yeah, nah, so I gotta figure out how I want to keep building it, right? Because it's like, someone wants to use it. I need to think about other their needs as well, right? And I need to think practical too. Oh my god, I didn't need that many arrows. Yeah, so we'll get rid of this base location. So this will be one. We can probably just remake the main though HQ. So that'll be the HQ for this island, and then this will be the... Once it's all built and stuff, we can make that to the HQ. And we need to, once we get back to this main base, we need to add more berries and different stuff, different crops and stuff like that. I kind of wish I made a server, right? Because it is nice to have the stuff. Like, it is nice with, like, with Spa server, right? Having to, like, you can just go to sleep and then you have an abundant amount of materials. Where you're having to farm it. Well, at least no, you don't, not farming, I mean, more like, I guess, having to worry about AFKing, I guess. Or... But my race too, right, is that once he stops playing it, right, and the server does go down, like, all that progress of that building, if I was, like, doing a big build, it kind of, like, I would feel, like, a little bit sad, right? That it's gone. But it is what it is, right, too? There's my bed. Great to know. I need to put a bed up here too. Alright, for me, I'm a really bad person and I keep throwing my stuff, but I don't really need to keep throwing, especially like the expensive spurs. That's green, so we want a weapons and then we want a look at, yeah, I can see why she wants this built though. I can really see. It's such a gorgeous view too. I'm not going to go too detailed, right? Hello? Oi. Get you cheeky ass up here, you dumb cunt, and fucking like go hammer that. You know what? I would like put some powers over here. We're probably gonna get murdered real fast. It is fine. That's a tomato. I need a So another thing too, I would recommend people do is just, well, not really too though, right? What you can honestly do here is I wish I could put a double layer wall here. What I was going to say, you could probably honestly put like the electrical box in here. I don't want to waste that since I only got one. Oh, why you do this to me? They need to fix that too. That's a really dumb bug. Is there already getting that point when it's just... Yeah, it is. That's fine. We'll struggle through this. Now, so what you can do too with these areas up here, I made this list. Every design I'd like to do, I like to make at least a modular design, in a sense where, if you got like separate parts like this, right, you can probably honestly get like this. Well, with that, right, you just want to do a little cheeky that, and then like that, right, and then what you do is you want to go, then you put down your crop plots. Maybe I need to destroy the other foundations real quick and detach them and detach the building from the other structures, right? Um, Another thing too, though, what I think it could be why the game does that is because it's for memory. So what I might do real quick, I might just quit the game because I've been playing all day and give it a good like sop and then restart and to refresh the memory. Because that's what partially happens here, I think, is that the game doesn't is storing so much energy in the RAM sticks that it's if you don't give it a proper restart, which I'm probably gonna be took, it might be the cause too, right? Obviously, um, that it doesn't actually it's holding too much information, which causes some of the issues. So I think what I might to do is detach the building from other foundations, right? For now, so that way it's just focusing on that little structure alone, and doesn't have to worry about being connected to the other stuff because that's one big building is connected to a bunch of other little stuff right now, and because it's calculating, because it's attached to that, I think it's calculating um, all the different stuff that's attached to it as well, in the how I think it works. So if, yeah, I don't use I used to use mods. I might see it was like a performance mod to help with the structural stuff. It might be. I think there's the science behind it. I know there's like a bunch of calculations what people have said online. Alright, so first steps, we need to break these. I'm sorry, I know. For now, yeah, I'm full by Aussie. How about to say I was a British for a second, but I better not do that. Does this still works? It's honestly, yeah, so that was one of the issues. It's still a little bit framey, right? But it's not as bad as it was when it was connected. Yeah, full-blown Australian born. I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing. Probably a good thing, right? So we're going to do what Spy did on the server, because why not? But another thing too, I should be focusing more on it's not this little detail stuff, because it's going to cause more issues long term when I'm build. No. So I can probably like stack these farms up. So let's just raise the floors up. Let's just get the levels done, so that way it's mostly done, and that way when I start to do the more decorational stuff and the smaller buildings, it's not gonna cause a lot of the issues that I will be facing. Another thing too, I need to worry about how I'm going to get up. Maybe here might be the best option, just because it's not being used. Sorry. I need to like get some builders in this base. So I just need a basic. My basic farmers. Lane eaters go, and I want him here. They should deal with the crops, and then we want builders, don't we? So we're going to sort out by yeah, handiwork, right? But yeah, I'm yeah, full blown Aussie. Unfortunately, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I I need to move myself. Though, I wouldn't be so surprised if people call me British too, though. It wouldn't be the first time. And it won't be the last. Where are the good builders at? To be fair, though, they are working out the different. You know, you guys will just have to do. And I can pull, no, I need my guy. What about you, Ultra Choco? Yeah, Choco. Ultra Choco. I like, that's a good name. Sorry, I had like my pronunciations. I can't pronounce words like it's a fucking life for me. I'll probably die before I actually am doing it properly. See, I'm in a weird issue. I could probably put says. Hello? You okay down there? No, you're not, because first you don't have a thing to put the food if you was even to grow it. But it does help. And then you do want beds as well on the side. Can I can probably make how many? 6. This is all temporary measures. I am so sorry if whoever gets these ones. I don't mean to give you dodgy beds. So I don't primarily play on this. I need to AFK farm more often. Ah, yeah, I'm up. I shouldn't say this, but like I'm up in the Brizzy way. Yep. people like most Australians or some Americans usually can tell like whereabouts like most Australians are, depending how they talk. And when I'm gonna put a bloody stairs, so I'm probably gonna do another layer on top of this. I'm not gonna go too high, just because I know if we go too high, it's gonna cause issues for the person that wants this. So maybe honestly one more level at that rate, and they can try to squeeze stuff in. So this is a Japanese town inspired build. I built something like this ages ago on a server. Driving me nuts, Anubis, please stop. And because it was on a server, it didn't save properly, and basically I lost a lot of progress, and I just like didn't rebuild after that. I was just like, I was too lazy. But now this is like a single player world. It's basically should be good. At least I can do backups now. Let me give you the idea. So basically, what would happen, right, is this is like a tourist. It's gonna be like a tourist theme place, but this is gonna be like the main base area once it's built. So basically, the houses will act like illusions, but they'll also be functional with some of them. So there'll be like beds and stuff inside of them, working stations, just particular items I just need for this base to produce, right? And I just want to make it touristy and like try to keep as much of a natural environment around it as possible. So I might just come back and like clear this out and just have up to this part, right, and just leave this as a big field of flowers. But I need to think about I got raids turned off at the moment, because when I do FK, I don't want to be being raided, obviously, if I'm offline. So raids only what happened. I should have turned raids on while I was out. So yeah, they'll just have bedrooms, and they're more. These places are more for like the illusional effect of a village than anything. And I'm trying to utilize these wind currents for like elevators to get up and down, and then I'm going to build stairs to get down here for NPCs. And the idea would have like the NPCs walk around with the pals, so that way it's a mixed city with humans and pals like living in the same place. So I gotta make sure I got capturing the right pals, and yeah. So this will be Spar's trading post, and this is like this is like being redesigned. So this was Bingus's adventuring guild, but it's basically like has like a hot spring at the back. And then you'll have like your bounty officer there, so you can turn your bounties in, and it's just like for a role play sake. If anything, then obviously like your restaurants and stuff like that. But yeah, no, honestly, like playing on US servers are very like I feel sorry for Luna too. I don't know how she does it, but I can't even grapple up to the next floor on the US server. Just because I'm basically lagging like there's no tomorrow. I could probably put it here. So I couldn't put it there for that. Oh, actually I could, maybe. No, because man, this will have to be a doorway too. Unless I do a... No. I want to try to keep this middle section open. So that way, if you spawn like a fly inside of central area, so like any sort of like, obviously say if I was down here with this boy, I can just go like this and just go straight up and like leave that way, right? So I got to think about practical uses when it comes to the base as well. So I'm thinking maybe just says here. Should go to that floor, and then we can put other non-essential items like another like at least a cheap one, because sometimes when you have multiple crafting benches going, you want at least have a second one that you can easily access. And obviously you don't need your weapons because you kind of want to have two of them. And obviously your medical benches. And then mostly this stuff I kind of like to keep downstairs, generally speaking, just because it's a lot easier. And I can maybe have it. No. Because it is pretty big, isn't it? I know you can sack these though. There might be another option they could do. See, is this too big? You probably could, honestly. No, not even, you could even put it there. So this will have to be on a different floor, but I feel like that wouldn't be such a big issue, really. It would if you can't get to the second floor, actually. Realistically speaking, they need to fix that. That's so annoying. So yeah, I say this would be the last floor. I wouldn't go any higher than this, because you pretty much get most of the view as it is. I'll show you what I mean by that. Because the idea would be, at least for what I'm thinking, right, is for them to be able to see the waterfall And for them, they will basically have a wall around this base, so the lower half doesn't really matter to them as much. But if they can get at least 360 views from all the different windows that you see from the second floor, well, really third floor, because there's the second floor, or first, second, and then the ground. So the second floor will be up there, and that'll be all they really need. Then they can honestly have like a flat roof on top of that, where it will just be it'll be the same concept here, but just above. Did I put the frame? No, I didn't do it down here. Okay. Can I drop down? Perfect. So when I build, I like to add depth to my builds. I don't like a flat building. I like to add some sort of you know, it's just more soft, which will cause like less you can build on top of it. But I love to create depth to the build, like if it's just like simple things like that, right? Just gives it different character and like makes the building pops out more. As I said, this floor is going to be the exact same at the bottom. There's not going to be much difference to this at all. But what I want to do is I want to see what the top's going to be like and how I can at least utilize the needs of a power base for the top. Like, can we put a farm on top of it? Like, will it be big enough, like a ranch, or will it be too small? Maybe even like a breeding pen, right? What's making that noise? Such gorgeous views too. But honestly, even like up here, right, you got really good views. And that's like what I like about this place here directly. You can see most of my builds on my Twitter. Well, X, sorry. I'm so used to calling it Twitter. Let me get my X real quick. Here you go. You'll be able to see most of my... Oh, sorry. Don't mind that. That's wrong, Tim, you idiot. Place your home. Remove that. There we go. That's my, basically, I post widget there, but mostly my builds too. I do the same with Twitch too. It is pretty, isn't it, Jen? Though, Luna is built here, so she wants me to build this for her. So I'm just sort of like doing the last top level for it. Then, yeah. But you don't have to follow that, but you'll see most of my builds, my test builds, I do stuff, artwork, weird stuff I say, memes, just random shit really. So I'm just using stone pillars for now, just because it's a lot easier just to do stone pillars, and then I can come around with like the wood pieces themselves and just change them. It's a lot easier doing that way than having to alternate between two different styles at once. It just makes building a lot more quicker. And usually builds like this, it can usually take me like maybe an hour to do. I know with the oil rig, when I did that originally, it probably honestly took me about an hour to build. Really, once I had all the materials. Probably can take me about 40 minutes now to build since I already know how to do it. But it's been such a while though since I built it. Oh, do you want to do Oil Rig 2.0, 3.0? This was meant to be the Oil Rig 3.0, but I sort of went to a Japanese style instead, so I said fuck it. It looks nice. But yeah, now Jen, I honestly been doing nothing but power word on Sparse server all day trying to level 50. I'm like half a level off to hitting 50. I'm glad I didn't honestly like fell backwards into the bloody center. To be real with you. Alright, so next time I do like a server like this, I'm not doing two different like saves. I'm just gonna stick to one thing because there's way too much on one person to do two different like. So what I'm doing, I am playing on my mate's server on a He's, and then I'm also doing this on a single player, just because primarily when I build stuff, I'm gonna be able to keep it for the next big update. Generally speaking, so when the big update does come out, I have a working save, right, which is basically, and it's anything. The only thing that's going to stop me from doing anything is they're bringing up like an update out where it does change the environmental area of the area in general, right? But that's the only thing that would really like screw me over. It's just if there was an update like that. I know when Satisfactory came out, me and Rams had built in the what was it called? They basically revamped a whole area, but basically half the base was built like inside the cliffs, and it was basically practically useless to us. So we couldn't really use the base as functional as we want it to be. You know another way we can make this base functional too, though, is that I don't know how exactly it would look, but we can test it out real quick. That's the whole point of like this server too, is that, and same with Spars, I can just go do some test builds in that, and test some ideas like the skyscraper that I built. That went through like 3 different iterations to how it looks now, and I'm still like wondering if I can just change it and maybe get rid of the top layer because I really don't need it just to save frames, but it also needs it too though, because then it looks too flat. So it can't. It's like the architecture part of it. It just doesn't look right. But it needs to look right, but it's just like the extra space I gain from it. I'm not going to use it. And so I just put nothing but really good beds in the base, which I just have to put on each floor, and then yeah, it'd be more painful for the pals to get up to like the 10th floor compared to like if it was just all down in one area. So it's honestly, oh, you know what that is? That's the oil rigs. That's the oil making that noise. I was like, because there's power coming in, I'm pretty sure one of the powers, maybe? I'm not too sure actually. This is a power shooting water. But yeah, it's honestly a pretty simple design when it comes to this base. Like, there's nothing fancy about it at all. It just how I see it is like what I want it in a base, but I want to make it pretty too. I just don't want a simple normal box build, like where's like you circle, like you put walls around the base, and then you hope a raid doesn't like happen, or like Like a raid's gonna happen either way though, but like my at least logic of thinking of that is that you just get better powers to defend your base. Now you're more likely to have more injuries, per se, to just have no wall. But generally speaking, it's not as bad as most people would think. Because in the day, if you can make something look bloody gorgeous, then you might as well, right? Put the extra effort into it. If you want a functional base, then go ahead. It's me. It's fancy. It's not fancy. It's just when I was playing 76 last night with Ramza, right? And he was saying like your base is really nice. I was like, no, it's not. I'm just because he's not a builder, right? Compared to I am. And I say, yeah, that's because I'm a builder though, Ramza. Like, you gotta expect like someone like me is just gonna make something look nice. Like I can't unmake it look nice because this just goes against my principle of making something look bad. Or at least not putting effort into it, I guess. It's more of a phrasing, I should say. But I sort of get the idea behind people making this more functional than pretty. I get it because like I know like with Ark Survival, if you down like sometimes it's having that box. It's more functional for your dinosaurs, right? Than compared to like especially have like Gigas or like T-Rexes, you can't really have a fancy looking base and be able to store like T-Rexes and stuff like that. Now you got like, and this was like way before the cryopods and stuff like that. And it's like now that you can just put them in cryopods and it'll be fine. But like if you like back before then, you just had to put them in like giant warehouse. And I remember playing the official servers that a couple of people I knew, they had like an old account and just they would have just nothing but dinosaurs in them, like it's a warehouse, just feeding off a trough and doing nothing. That was like back in the day. Now they just honestly kind of fine. Oh yeah, we got to honestly delete the bottom roof and like put this. At least we do it by hand. Another way we can probably try to break that is so the reason why that's doing that is because of the roof itself, and it's preventing stuff from being actually placed on the foundations. So what I'm going to have to do is go back on the bottom side and just re-put them down. But I don't think this is fancy, really, when you like thinking about it, right? It's just very. Okay, it's kind of fancy, right? But still, I don't know. I just don't think it is as much. I just think it's just. I think what holds a lot of people back when it comes to building is their imagination. Really. And then obviously not getting like what's the other word? It's like when I've like discouraged as well though, right? Another way I like to build, right, and this is how you really learn as well. You see what people do and just adapt it to your builds. Don't do like a one-on-one copy, right? But like see what they're doing and then put your own twist to it. In the end of the day, like adding a twist to a building, like I don't want people to not. I want people to build stuff like this on the worlds and use it. I don't like people to like not do it. Like end of the day, I want people to have fun building, and if it means copying and then obviously altering to their own needs or adding a different sort of flair or different sort of like texture, right? something different, go for it. Like, instead of like these same pillars, just go with glass. Um, go crazy. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna be upset people use the builder. I'd be happy, honestly, more than anything. Because it just means, like, it's... people are liking what I'm doing. I'd rather see people use the build, and then obviously if it do videos on it, just credit me. That's all I really want. But I'm not gonna, like, hold a particular way of building to, like, to one person. It's just wrong. It's like with game making, right? You shouldn't, like, if there's a certain mechanic that does really well, you shouldn't, like, trademark a mechanic. You should let other developers use it and just, like, make really cool games out of it. And then, like, it just brings up a healthy ecosystem where it's a healthy competition at that point. You sort of, like, where you're forced to, like, expand on what you created previously and make it better, or then you don't become like what freaking Ubisoft is, just nothing but slop. Like, Assassin's Creed really hasn't changed much in the last, I would say, 5-6 years. Same game design, but nothing's really different besides probably like the era. I'm still not happy with this stone floor though here. I think I might change this to wood, but I don't want to do... I might honestly do that. Then we'll paint the wood black. And this is what I mean when you build too much. This is why I wanted to at least build the levels first before I got to the point where I can't do any more floors, because it's going to get to a point where it's just going to be laggy. Like, dealing with this sort of lag on a smaller build, it's not too terrible, but when you're building something as big as this, you kind of want to get the floors done as much as possible, and then worry about the smaller details. Because the smaller detail stuff will be less of an issue to your frames compared to what I'm dealing with now. The only reason why this is like this is because of that over there. All this there is because of this, why I'm dealing with this now. So maybe just build the whole structure yourself. And then do the extra details. Like, I didn't do that. I sort of went crazy and, like, I didn't prioritize building the main structure. I'm kind of thinking making these... No, these need to be wood. But that looks better though, once we paint it. I don't know though, the stone looks... no. But I like the different... And that's another thing too though. It's a color palette. Try to utilize different color palettes to complement each other. Like I did here. Like, the stone goes really well with the Japanese, but also does the glass. But if you can combine them both together, you can make yourself a nice looking structure. Like, this extra stuff on the bottom here, like right there, that's not really needed. This part here, yeah, but this extra part here is not. It's more like, that's more like an architectural decision to make it pop out. And like the different contrast with that, say with Japanese wood, compare if I was using, say, this. Like, this is a lot more, I'd say light. No, this is more rough looking, and that's more fine looking in texture. You can still tell the difference between the two different textures, and then obviously this is more like a horizontal. No, that's more the vertical look, right? And this is more horizontal. But you kind of want the color palette to complement each other. So that way, each small different pieces of structure you do place makes up like other pieces shine, and not like outshine each other, but shine together. If that makes sense. Like you really don't need to do these outside pillars. Is they gonna let me do that? Ugh, let me get up. And you want to create depth too with your build, so it'll be interesting from all different angles, right? Not just the one. And that's the idea of like building with depth in mind, is that it's not just a flat structure, you're adding like layers to it, I guess. So this adds a little like extra detail that you would just notice. Same with like these little side pieces, and then above that. It kind of looks like a fish mouth. Ain't gonna lie. I would not do that, but you guys are low levels. No, come here. I don't even have a actual... I should have tamed that. I need to get the better spires. One of them too. But it's still boxy too, right? That's the issue. I'm finding. I'm still continuing with the box style. But the idea of this place is meant to be like a Japanese castle itself, right? Like a modern interpretation of a Japanese castle mixed with a skyscraper. And that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Oh, recreate. It's so nice I can actually grapple. Ain't gonna lie, I was crying because I can't grapple on Spa server. Because what happens, I'll grapple there, right, then end up down here, then here, then here, and then back down the bottom. Just because of the lag. It's painful. I was crying inside, ain't gonna lie. I physically have to like walk up the stairs I build. And that's another thing too, though. When you do make a building design, use a grapple hook in mind, where like you could be able to create points where you can grapple to and like climb up, or say fall down and just parachute, so that we have quick ways up and down. But also have ways that if you are like overweight, you can use stairs, right? As I said, you create like the only limitation that you have when it comes to building is your creativity. If you let your creativity, well, how can I say this? Well, honestly, creativity is your only limit, really. If you see you have no creativity, that's a lie. I reckon you'll do. So you gotta put your needs in your mind, and then also just decide how you want, or how you feel. And just obviously do test builds. I have like one, like I up the basis I have in this world to like 7 or 8. And just go crazy and do some test builds. Just, they may not look at right straight ahead, but like for oil rig base now, like it doesn't, like for me, it doesn't look good. Like that's be the one base I would love to redo. Just purely because it's just like, it's, I don't know. It's not right. Like it's not, it's too, like the build is, oh, I'll show what I mean. I really show you what I mean. Like the oil rig itself, the idea behind it, the story behind it is good, but it's too It's boxy. Firstly, I need to put that down. It's a very boxy base, but it's like but you can have a boxy base and look good, but it just doesn't look good as a boxy base. The idea of it being like a slum city, like it's just a jerry rig made city together, it's there, like it works perfectly. But I feel like I could have made it look better. Personally, like looking back at it now. I'm not too far from here, I'm pretty sure. Hello? Get your butt over here, mister. Oh yeah, no, not too far from it. We'll just fly there. That's crazy I made a base right there on that. Wow. But yeah, just know what you want to do with the base and then at least have your needs in mind of your design. And that's what you need to worry about the most. It's like you can make a nice looking base, but then like what I did with this main one, right, I didn't really think about like my actual needs per se. But it's also it's okay too though, right? At least I think that you have like different things with different floors. It doesn't have to be all together, but you just need to be run out of extra steps to go to the thing that you want. I should just fast travel to that. I don't know if it's far. As I said, with the space I'm about to show you, I do want to redesign it to suit the more modern theme. It's a little breeding base right there. I went ham into breeding on this server. Never again doing it again. I'll probably am going ham though, right? Like the idea behind this, right? It works fine. It works perfectly well, right? For the story that it's made for. And it has all the machines I need. So this design was based off like an abandoned ore rig, but people sort of came together and built upon it and made alterations to it to the point where it was like a city on a like obviously abandoned ore rig. So and that was the design. Maybe it doesn't even spell a thing like the lookout and the lighthouse. But the idea was because it was an ore rig, like it would have like stuff that they would probably like thought something to use, right? Like I have everything I need in here, right? All the machines fit perfectly. I don't need anything more. Do I have the same issue with this base? Oh god, yeah, look at that, like, ugh. Pain. That's why I can't build no more. And this is why, like, I just chose to, like, just do what I could and just decorate. Just make things look pretty inside. And, like, it works perfectly well for a base. Like, this stuff I wish, like, before, this is all before railings too, right? I remember using, I think it was the barricades or the, what was it? I don't know. I think it was the railings. These. I was using these for railings, and it was just yeah, it wasn't worth it. And now, like with his new building pieces, right? I can probably come back to this. But what I would honestly probably keep is just get rid of his top half and keep this base. But then use what I have done here and then make it Japanese above. But maybe say like Ori legs. Maybe make him like feet. So it's like a giant sort of moving city, like a robot city. That's what I had in mind to do. That's what I want to do with that eventually, like rebuild it and do like make it like into a giant tortoise, a tortoise base, where it's just a robot tortoise just moving across the power world, but with like a city on top of it, or like a base on top, right? Um, which I reckon look really cool. But it's just figuring out how to do the legs, right, and then the feet, because it's like maybe do I make it like into like a spider sort of design with like 8 legs or like 6 legs, right? Because you gotta imagine, right, that amount of weight on like 2 legs alone would be giant, like enormous. And you could probably come up with like the argument too, right? It's made from like the best metal, blah blah blah. Um, and you probably could get away with it too, right? You could probably but I just want to put a little bit realism in the bases too, a little bit, not completely. Oh my god, it's so nice to actually build. We'll make this sign because this will be the roof. And we can obviously have a roof like collapse on us. We'll make that glass as well. But Jen, as I was saying to you the other day, a bunch of people on Sparse overtook us around, me and Meow, to the towers. And then I had to do the lava one, but Meow helped me with that one, honestly. Yeah, what do you mean? Of course we are. I mean, you want to do some 76, don't you? Because I kind of like misread the message when you said that. I was like, when I reread it, I was like, oh, I see what you said. Yeah, so I'll tell tomorrow, what today, what tomorrow day, in like an hour. It's up to you. I don't care. I kind of want to. Maybe just go like this, right? Around, what's that in my time? So that's AS Australian Eastern Standard Times. You will have to do. The reason why we sort of copying the first like floor down below is just because it's basically there's really not much you can do. You can make the top part here different, but yeah. I got to think about the reason too. I don't want to make it too big with this build. It's that I got to think about performance for people. Could be like 11. Okay, so basically around about 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock my time normally. All right, that's doable. Now, we can put farms up here. We couldn't put a breeding base because it's definitely way too big. I kind of like the actual like. Maybe. That's another thing too, though. I like your buildings evidently look the same because you're gonna be altering it anyway. So most of the time it's just trial and error when I do something new like this. Really, is that the actual reek that's pumping? No, it's you. No? Am I losing my mind? Probably. I think it is. The oil. We can probably put a power on it. Really? It has to be one of the powers making that sound. I'm tripping. Obviously with these, you can put 2 oil nodes on one oil, or like for oil pumps on one oil node if you don't know. With this build, I couldn't just because how this was placed. It was just too hard, so... So I chose not to do it, really. Another thing too with this, right? Before you do replace your railings, what you want to do, this will make it 10 times nicer too, doing this as well. Place this here. Now you either want to, let me see what the Japanese one look like. Compared to the wood. I think the Japanese would be better just because it will suit the theme of the structure. So another way you can make a structure look nice too, especially like when you're... Oh. Well, what we can do with this, right, is just do because you kind of want to make it like he's structurally sound. I guess you don't have to. This is all the extra details like this if you don't have to do. But it adds the extra, that little extra to it. Now I don't recommend using the Japanese one. You can use it if you want, right? But you can probably honestly just go away with wood and just paint it black. And this will act like a beam. It won't really act like a beam, obviously, but like the idea that it is like it is holding the floor up from the top, so that way it is giving support to the structure above. And that's the idea behind that. Because when I was thinking about it, I was on Spa server and I was thinking like, how could I come up with a way to utilize that building frame right itself. And it turned out pretty well though. No, we'll just use the Japanese style because it saves us going up and down, up and down, up and up, down. And I wouldn't recommend doing too much of it. Too, just because obviously the more structures you do place down in your base, the more lag that you will have to contend with, especially building. Well, not all of it, like the walls will be fine, but when you're trying to place down foundation, like the roof floors, it does get too much for the actual game itself. I kind of want mini arches now for this building. Oh, well. And you can see now, right, the other issue is, right, when you do build, you are going to, especially if you stream on 2 different channels at once, you are going to have a lot of issues when it comes to performance. So you won't have much issues like I am now, but I feel like you would... I kind of like this to be stone. I like the stone look more than the wood, because it complements the glass way better than the wood does. Like, as long as it's not touching the structure itself, you're fine. But as soon as it touches it, it's just like, it's the computer screaming at me. And I wish they'd fix this. I wish we'd like... I don't know why. I don't know why, but I sort of get why they don't want you to build big 2 because obviously if you don't have a good PC, you are going to suffer performance issues. You have a big base. But really for me, this is not a really big base in general. It's just, it's something small, which I would consider small. Now you want to get rid of these stairs because you won't be able to put the beams down. Not the beams, archways, I guess you could call them. No, but yeah, they're more archways, aren't they? You can't place them from there, but you have to honestly put down the floor pieces. You can't put down a floor. Just do what I did, like with the roofs, or the ceilings. And you should be good. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm surprised they haven't come up and tried to build this yet. I thought they would. But you can see the difference that Fads has made, right? It's about you using the pieces that you would not normally think that would work. Now, obviously, having so I kind of want to go back to Ark Survival and just do some building on that and see what's it like, how different it is now compared to what it was like probably not too long ago. Really, this can be like an actual pillar. We're still missing pillars on our side. We need to replace as well. What I've seen, but you can see the difference that it made already. It sort of already changed the look of the feeling of a building in general. Now this is when it becomes fancy, Gen. But yeah. I see, yeah, your little cross beams across here. Obviously because there's going to be a floor here, we might do glass. We should keep with the Japanese style. Hey, this is going to look so good. I really like him, this build. But make sure you put down your machinery first. Because once you do start building right, it's going to be a lot harder to place its pillars. You normally can place pillars through structures and stuff like that. But it's hard when it comes to the actual machinery itself. What am I doing? Open up this pillar here. Because it is holding the stairs up, so... And you don't have to use this one, you can use a different one. You really can. Just make sure you have... You even go from the inside too if you really want to. Just make sure you have that support there. And you'll be destroying a lot of the materials a lot. So another thing too, if you do like a mega build or a big build in general, make sure you have a guild box unlock. Just because it'll save you it will just save you a lot of time. Really. Ugh. You see how bad it's getting. I just need just one little corner PC so it suits. And you just basically repeat what you did here above there. Another thing you could probably honestly do too. If you want to make it different, you could honestly just probably go like this, right? And then just because you do need a way up, like way through for your flyers. That's what I have to deal with when I do big builds. You can go like this if you wanted to. And you can probably... might honestly go around the inside. Sure, let's just put that there for now. Before I place this one down. You could do something like this, but it's going to be very... Oh, it shouldn't... No, you might though. A jet dragon might have a little bit of trouble getting out. But if you honestly just like walk outside and get your flyer that way, you're not going to be a big issue, but... at least this way it sort of changes the... This is what I mean, like another way down, right? You can honestly just leave one side open and just go like this. Just parachute down. It's about how you... It honestly comes down to what's your needs and what you're willing to do. Because I got basically paint all these again. Well, at least gotta paint these. To at least match for... Let's make it black. Oh god. You can already tell, like, it's just the difference. And once we do that again up there in the next level, it's gonna be so good. The only weakness about this build is this level here. And it's not a weakness, I guess. But it's also could... I don't know what you could do with this. It is a way up, right? We could probably honestly put stairs somewhere else. And just here. That's what ultimately stopped us from... We can honestly do that, yeah. Because we can probably put the other one here, if that's the case. And just make this into... Make this floor an open floor. One thing you'll notice with me, nothing always looks sick. Everything will change. So we didn't put the stairs there. We could probably put the stairs here. We'll use wood ones. That will make that open there. No, I found it. Oh, no, that's way better there. What that does now, right? We can honestly go. And walking around here is not that much, honestly, extra time. So now, we want, what do we have? We got the general, we need the blue boy. And since we don't need to worry about having any sort of schematics for him, another thing too, when you place this, always have another chest next to him that's for schematics. Let's have that in mind when you do build. So now you have all the at least the three major ones. You at least wanting the smaller ones too, for the extra work. Especially on the server, right? If you have multiple things on different benches going, by the time you come back, you haven't done. But you can probably set up multiple different benches. As I said, you can stack these too if you really wanted to, and you can do it that way. It's okay. It should really help you. We might make the move over here tonight, or tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but more likely, what's today? Today's Friday, so probably Sunday, honestly. Because what we can do in here, we can put eggs in here, storages. So I want to actually build this here. I want to see what this actually does. Oh, I see. It basically levels up. Oh, that's actually really cool. I thought it was like a blueprint. So basically, if you grab multiple versions of this, okay, and we can level that up. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Because I was wondering what you would do like with the extra blueprints you were getting. I was kind of disappointed about in it now, ain't gonna lie, but I kind of want to move this forward though. So I want the robotic arms sticking out of the glass. It may not, I kind of want to make it look nice, right? He's still sticking out. I'm sorry, bud. Just give me a minute. I swear I'll let you build it in a minute. I nearly back. There we go. We did it. Now, what I'm going to do is put this box over here, so that way I'm not so heavy. I'm going to be heavy no matter what I do, don't I? Well, since we got the drawing table down, we can delete that now and just go. I mean, this can be like a storage room. Like, I wish we could paint these. That'd be really cool. Let me just get rid of this weight. Why do I have sulfur on me, bro? Is that for drawing table? What? Oh, wait. I know what's this. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense. The sulfur is basically from one of the sulfur nodes around here. And let's read it here real quick. So the stairs there. So I want to put stairs on this side. Now, obviously, we're going to be wasting a lot of space. You can honestly, what you can do too, right, before you do this as well, is you can build the accumulators and just tuck them in here and just hide them. And maybe put like a little window like that there. So you can sort of see inside, right? And then you can put stairs here, and that way you sort of have like a little secret battery area where you don't see the batteries, but you can sort of see the charge on them. There's another way to disguise the area. Well, you can honestly do with that too. Instead of doing that there, you could probably honestly put this here, and then something like that. That we still get with users too, actually. That's a lot more nicer than what it was before. I've been doing this a lot on Spa server, and then obviously some of the main builds. Now, I kind of think maybe having a pillar here would have been better. So that way it looks like it's being held, but I don't know. We can always change this up later. Hello? Give me a second. Ugh. Why are you gold? Hello? Who are you? Yeah, I found my... Oh. I'm going to pay a recruitment fee, of course, you can take a look. Line up. No. No, you're not recruiting my pals, mister. Now, the downside is with a base like this, right? It's going to be hard for them to get up, so you might honestly not... You have to think where you go put things. So, like, with these machines here, like for smaller pals, with the hour we get up to them. To make this look nicer too, right, you can obviously put down like your carpets, shit like that. But ultimately, that's what it's going to be like too. Remember, put down your boxes too. For your blueprints. That way, when you do like, if you want to make a set of gear, having a chest right here would be really useful. And remember, a guild box too. The guild box will be a number one thing. You don't have to have a guild box. I remember when I first made the Alder Rig, when a guild box wasn't a thing back in the day. Like, having to transport metal to and from the base was just, and having it in a chest. was just for any way I could really do it. But the guild chest makes it life 10 times easier. We're good now. You just hurt. Um, Everyone's good. Let me check for food situation. We'll come back to them. I want to redesign this base too. This will be changed. The middle one over here. Because we might honestly, if we get to a point where we can just like make it where we can move in, what I'll do with that base over there is just make it into like a farm base, the main, or try to find a place for like a farming base. Have all my crops grow like that way. You good, bro? Now to the main HQ. We need to go to the other place too. So I'll probably end. How long will be streaming for? Like an hour. How long? Alright, I need materials. Thank you. And I need to bring up the mats, so I need to keep space in the box. Like for wood. Metal's fine. This stuff can honestly be out of the box. That stuff needs to stay in there for obvious reasons. Yeah. Let me teleport. I can actually like freaking use a grapple. I'm so happy though. You don't know how bad it is. Like I remember doing I think I was playing with someone and I just could not use a grapple. I think I was part of the original server. I was basically just like crying, like help. Just let me use a grapple. Lag, don't kill me. It wouldn't kill me, but like it would just be painful just to grapple. Alright, so now we need to go down here because we do have like different levels of this build. This is one of my favorite builds, honestly. I want to renovate this. I can English, I swear. Sleep in the big bed. That's the reason I pull a big bed up here so I can sleep. What did we get? We got another one. It's not too impressive. Oh. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna really renovate this place. It can be better. Honestly, I feel like from the top up can be gone. So basically, what I've done with this place is like because it's a multi-level area. I have two different like. Yeah, if I was on Spa server, I couldn't do that. Wait, no way I could. I would be like, I would have like just dropped down because of a lag. What can come over? Oh, why do you do this to me, Yamatai? Go there. I think that's all I really need, honestly. We do need more glass, like soft glass. Where's my where is it? It's over here. This I want to redesign it too, though, just because it's like a pain in the ass to get to stuff. Keep that there. You should be able to make that. Go down here. This space will be gone too. Know what? I wish I could play some music. Can't. YouTube. I want the stone. And I want this. I will grab it. Right now we can chuck in the box. Now we can turn over to this build. Overall, though, honestly, buildings are not that hard. At least I don't think it's hard. Maybe to others, but I don't think it really is that hard. Maybe it's just me being ignorant too, though. Very ignorant. So this lower level, I kind of want to change it up a bit too, honestly. Everything should be good now. Let me get up. You good now? You came? Alright, so we're going to do the first floor, then we'll do the second. There's a couple of things I'm going to do extra for this floor. You don't obviously have to. Sorry for the weak camera angles, but it's the only way I can honestly just get away with not having to place more stuff awkwardly. Why I'm placing stuff more awkwardly, I guess. Let's get off the machine before I break it by accident. So with this room, you could do, so this is a multiple choice room, in a sense of you could do multiple choice of, like, you could just leave it empty like this and then put these all around there, but you could also go like this again and then put these here, which will add like an extra layer of detail. But also add like a interesting pattern, I guess. And then you just repeat, honestly. But honestly, this little extra stuff that you do makes the building what's the word I'm thinking? It makes it stands out more from an architectural point, right? Or it makes it or breaks it, really. At least how I consider it. The little extra work you put into something will make something look better. Oh, okay. Just to do the whole like floor method here. Remember to break the glass too, won't we? Yeah. Yeah. Make it, break it, do. You can even honestly go like that if you really wanted to, but I found like that's too much when it comes to building. Because it creates more issues later on. So you gotta remember you have a limit to your structure, and more you add to the structure, like because I have no limit placed on my buildings at all. What it does, the more you have in that particular circle, and what's what I'm thinking is a big issue, is because it's in the power box circle itself. It's doing more to the, it's preventing more or it's causing more performance issues because it is in that circle. It's doing a performance, a check for like the pieces, and obviously with the power box inside the center, it's doing calculations on the structure itself as you build. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a bunch of materials and go to another place close by, obviously, or like be able to put down a base and like put a chest down full of materials outside the boundary, or just within the boundary itself, right? And then just build and see if it does the same thing within the power box, and I wonder if it's easier to build without the power box first, or at least the base structure, and then obviously then build within the boundary of a power box. Because that's what I think what's going on is that the power box is calculating everything that you're building, and it's because it's using more of your, it's using the, not the I think it's the memory, it's using a lot of your computer to do the calculations, and because of that it's creating more lag on your computer unnecessarily. I think that's why I have a lot of issues building. So I want to do like a test for theory out, but if I'm not crazy or not. I think I'm a little bit crazy, but that's neither here nor there. And make sure you go around too. I know that still got to paint a lot of this stuff, and we can do that quite from a far range. But make sure you check that you have everything, and you do want to do a triple check once you're done building completely. So that way, when you are going to the next location, it's a little bit easier for you continue building. We'll go do it again and add just like small pillar support here, and just like the extra, like that's what I'm talking about, depth as well. You don't want to have, you can want to like build depth from outside, but you want to do it from inside as well. And that little extra piece here adds so much more to the structure. We're saying within. Look how gorgeous that looks, right? Yeah. So I don't know how people build these really big skyscrapers. And I'm just very like question like how and why, right? Ooh. Climb up, please. I just want to place a. There we go. Now you can jump down. Okay. Ugh. I'm going to build. We gotta do this one too. That's pretty unfortunate. As I mean, like I'm like when it comes to building, I'll always change my mind on different things, and like if it doesn't look nice to me, I will change it. I'm always will have to destroy something again just to place something down. It's a simple process of building, really. I am notoriously bad at making decisions. Well, not making decisions really. It's just more the fact that I will change something later. But that's what I like about building too, though, because you test something out right and then you change it later. Nothing's always permanent. You don't have to make that perfect too. You really don't. I don't, obviously. And like as I said, the amount of detail that you'll do in the end too, you really got to think about the performance. Like if you want to create something big, that's awesome. You more likely end up with an empty box. Like something like this, right? The amount of detail in this place now. Honestly, it's. I feel like it's nicer than obviously a box, right? So now, if we come outside, right? Jump this. We can replace it with glass, more likely. We gotta do the little roof slope thing too. So we have two different levels of depth, and then you can sort of see the inside as well. Now it's not just it's more intriguing, right? Obviously down the lower half it's a bit like fish face. It's kind of intentional, kind of not. What it does adds layers to the build, right? Because like looking inside of this part right here looks more interesting compared to that up there. And like you can see the difference between the two different levels. You can see the top level, right? That's like you can have it empty like that, or you can have it like a little bit more detail, and like it's more interesting. It's more pleasing to the eye, I think. But as I said, you got to put your machinery down first on the ground, and then do the extra detailing because it's going to be a lot more harder for you to put machinery. You can like destroy the lower the pillars, right? And that's the best way you can do it. But if you're trying to stack a lot of machines on first, but your best bet is to do the machines and then do the extra detailing. Really, what it basically comes down to. We do stream on purpose. We need to like put. It's harder for us to put ratings on the top level than it is to not. Because everyone else put any railings here. That's fine. I'm pretty sure I've never seen there. So yeah, these corner pieces make sure they're different. You can make it glass because I already have made it glass, already. I'd rather it to be glass actually. Like the lower level down there is like one thing, but up here, you want to get the full, like you want to use the glass to maximize your view. If that makes sense. Because like you want, say you were here working on something, then look at that view. Because if you had that, you kind of see that because you had it's right. It sort of blocks it. It just means you move more forward, but like if you had like the glass, you can see much more better, and you can see the lower half down there. But it doesn't really matter too much, obviously, on the bottom level, just because it is the bottom level, at least for second floor. And like for me, I'm doing good. You gorgeous son of a bitch. And for me, like it doesn't matter too much because you have a village here. But if you just wanted the base, you could probably replace this with glass itself. If you just want this to be the main thing. And yeah, it's just basic. It's the same sort of premise, just repeat. With this, it's going to be different, obviously, just because it is more open. You basically, let's do these outside ones first. And then basically what I did from this floor you do above. Really. There's really no difference to the extra stuff you do. This floor is going to be different, as I said, just because it's a little bit more open above here. You don't... I might honestly remove this, but I feel like... what they are more likely to do, right? Because I'm sort of planning this build, like, if I was someone else. They more likely will probably walk outside anyway and fly that. We get a flyer that way. But not more. They're not likely are to go get flyers in the middle. Plus, it's kind of nice to have this little extra thing just to look down and see like go yoink like on the bottom right. So yeah, this is basically what we did down below. This is we do the different floors, the different column. What do you call them? Passage entrances. Okay. Make sure you do your pillars. As I say, you can always change this shit later. And yeah, just experiment, honestly. But how you doing, Dirty? Now this floor is going to be a little different. What you can honestly probably do with this floor above here too, though, it's either what could we do with this floor? I mean, you could probably put like honestly a ranch up here. You really wanted to. Or you could put like beds up here too, like hot tubs as well. You can put the hot tubs outside as well too, though, right? Am I gonna run out of materials anytime? Oh, you know what? I'm pretty good with wooden stone. So we'll come back and we'll like change these pillars. For right now, for our case, and for what we really need, honestly, just having something simple for now, right? Oh god, I wasn't meant to do that. So be careful what you break too, but at least you can easily replace it. All right. Let's go like around here like this. It's just the same process, really. It's just copy and repeat from it down below. But as I said, this floor is different, so we're going to do something different. This might be a better floor for the machinery just because how open it is. I keep destroying pillars by accident. I'm just on autopilot at this point. Another thing as I say you could probably do is where's the way out though? So I can't do a way up there, so yeah, we could probably try like put a ranch up here, but mostly not. The best case of this room is probably beds. Chucking some beds up here. Maybe honestly a second lot of machinery too, right? Like more of these. So I need just nails. But yeah, nah, there's a lot though, honestly. So do you, Rage, but you smell like buttercups though, it's kind of weird. What have you been doing to yourself? Oh my, you know what, let's just... 9! There's no nails in here, are they? There is. While that builds, we can just chuck these over here. You did? I just need, what do you, a mic, like for your control, what do you mean? Just use the mic that you use for your PC. Or your headset, really. Is your headset like, you use headset mic, right? Well, it's good to get a mic for your PC, right? But it's also, but you just use your PC one for now. Just make sure it's capturing on the actual PC, and you should be good for now until you can buy one. Because they are quite expensive, really. You got a particular idea of what sort of mic you want to go with? Or nah? Oh, you put on your console. You might need to change it to your... what's it called? Brain's fighting now. To your PC. Because if you want to like use capture card, it's better for you to capture your audio. Oh well, then you won't be able to hear the game because yeah, I see your point. Though no. Here for your PC, okay? So there's a program called I think it's called 4K something. Yeah, Elgato 4K Cache Unity app. Well, that will do basically. You'll put the software and you have it up on your PC, and basically what you'll do, you'll capture that onto your PC, and then basically if you attach I'm pretty sure this would work for you, right? If you put the headset on your PC, then that way you should be able to hear the game through the 4K thing being up. It might be like a millisecond behind, a couple of seconds behind, depending how fast the thing works. But if you want to be able to have a mic, that's the only way you'd be able to do it. Personally, that's what I used to do. I would just have the game, like everything going for a PC. And you shoot out, as I said, you should be able to hear the game through the PC that way. How gorgeous that is. But yeah, this still obviously still get a mic, right? And what brand are you looking at? Looking at something for cheap? Because the Blue Yeti stuff is pretty good. Um, just honestly, the best way to see what sort of mic you want for your price range, just look up YouTube videos that do a bunch of the reviews and like the best for your bang. Because I just need, well, the USB ones are good. But the problem with the USB ones, right, it's because that you might have to replace the cord once in a while, which is not a big issue. I know, like, that's what I have to do with mine, right? But generally, like, they're pretty good. But just have a weird tendency to, the wires are more, what's the word I'm thinking of? The wires are more easily able to just, like, bend and, like, sort of where the connection is to the socket. When it plugs in, it can bend there and basically it won't think it's connected or it won't properly work. It's like how a USB cable works generally. If you bend it too much where the joint is into the socket, right, it's just obviously not going to work properly. Compared if you were to get like an actual like microphone with the big ass fake cable. But honestly, even then, bro, like what people usually say, just go to your local schools, like high schools and stuff like that, and just like see if they are selling old like audio equipment, because you can probably generally get yourself a good mic that way, or even go like through your gaming companies. And obviously, just like the other ways you can get it, like let's get a good one. But that's like probably like late game, late stream stuff for you, bro. You want to aim for. This place is bloody gorgeous. So I think it's gorgeous. I don't know where that just went, but we'll soon find out though. It's probably above, honestly. But yeah, I use a for like when I speak, I use a Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti. I think it's got a There's a way to get both sounds, and yeah. So basically, you're talking about from a capture card or from like the mic itself, right? This is nice. But you know, the number one thing for streamers, right, is the bloody audio. And getting that right is one of the hardest thing, honestly. Because like I know with my mic, sometimes it's because of a cable, it can be loosened. That's another issue with USB ones, but you just gotta make sure it's plugged in right. And then like with mine, if I moved this a little bit, when it was on the original SAN, it would just like because the wires are so bent sometimes, it would honestly stop working until you replug it back in. So when I hear soundlets, okay, so basically what I would do with you, right? Get the 4K, 4K, just get it back up because I used to use it all the time. It's always been on my computer. I need to get rid of it. The 4K, Elgato 4K capture utility app, and what that will do, that will grab the gameplay from your console or to whatever like device you're connecting it from onto your computer, and we'll bring up like the gameplay itself, and we'll have like a volume bar and stuff like that. And then basically what it would do is you'd be able to put your headset on the PC itself, and you should be able to talk and be able to hear the game on your PC. Like I said, it might be like it might be a second or two off, but if you want to be able to hear the game and then use your mic for the PC, that's the only way you can really honestly do it, until you buy yourself a mic for the PC itself. At least how I found it, right? Times have changed this fam, so it might be completely different now. But now you got this, Rage. I believe in your might. But in RP, we can honestly put just a bunch of random stuff up here, really. Midi glass here? Oh, okay, we must have. This is what US console players gotta do. This is why your console. I'm joking. Nothing wrong with consoles. Yeah, there we go. That's a piece of place. I was running where it was. Honestly, you'll find it will work out. It's very difficult. Like, because originally I was a console streamer. Well, not completely. I was a mix, right? But like a lot of time, friends with silver consoles, and that was way before games were becoming crossplay, right? So obviously I had to do like janky sort of like setup, like I just told you, right? What I want to do with this, right, is honestly, we get like this for now and like just make the roof flat, because what they want to add on top, right, they can probably put like a breeding pen up here. I could put a breeding pen up here if I wanted to, because it's partially my base as well now. This is like a blueprint for my head when I do the build too, if you're wondering. I don't know why I put glass over here for. Another thing too, though, was I probably should have done that first without honestly thinking, is no, I don't want to crouch on. I'm gonna delete all this shit again. I made a boo-boo. I can't do the 4K 20. You probably be able to do like the 1060. There might be a 1060 option. Xbox can do blah 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 high card. Trying to like build and like read the message about destroying the band. I can't do the 4K 120 Saga. Oh, Saga blah blah. I can't English. I know I'm special. Yeah, obviously that. Even but honestly, the 1060, even that honestly might be better for you, because like if your PC not honestly high enough to be able to do higher than that, right? Like it depends on your PC setup as well, because you are transferring the data across to your PC, then your PC has to I suppose the streaming software would break it down to like 1060. So I don't think you obviously, yeah, you don't really need to worry about too much. Why is this glass, Tim? What were you trying to achieve here, you twat? I might make it a free gap, honestly. And you'll see what I'm doing in a minute once I unlock the extra stuff. I could do two, maybe. I can't do something extra with this base, but I'm not, because I know if I do anything more, I need to worry about, like, because like with my thinking, if I build any higher than this, I won't be able to do too much with the village itself, right? Because I already am facing that issue with the floor, semi, like, you know, you can see it already, right? So I can't do too much more. The worst comes to worst, this is basically decorating at this rate. As I said, it's just, it's limitations, and I think it's because of the power box, but I have no proof. So I want to do a test build. I might honestly do that this week. Maybe Sunday. But I need to use art on Sunday too, though. But I do want to actually take a break off. I think Sunday will be the day I take a break off streaming. You want to see what I built, Kaneko? I don't know why I just mimic like that. I'm a freaking parrot. I swear I was a parrot in my previous life. I'm just saying, Kaneko, I must have been a parrot. Oh god. Alright, so I'm working on a Japanese village. So let me just go like... there. So that's what I built so far. It's nothing like too good. I'm still working on it, obviously. But I idea that it's like a Japanese holiday town thing. I don't know. But it's like meant to be like a Japanese place where you come and like celebrate the cherry blossoms and shit. Oh my god, but it's, oh, you know what? Did I? Okay, so the cave does honestly come out further than I thought it would. That's fine, I'll just have to fix it later. And then obviously, like, I did this is a main base. It's not done obviously, but that's what it'll look like. It's something small. I don't want it to be too big, but yeah. What do you mean? I still can. So what? I can I still. I'm trying to braid my brain. Stop it. Okay. Can I still you as a mod? Oh, okay. I see. I was like, what? What do you mean braid? When I saw what you wrote underneath, my brain was like it was like like dial up into the tone, just like going, just trying to like make sense of the whole like comment. You broke me for a second. You should be able to place it up here. I don't see why not. It might be able to be like this honestly somewhere. You might honestly have to place this down first and then like put the railings down. And I still gotta come up way up to this floor too, though. I know, I'm excited for you. You're fancy now. Next you'll be flying like missile drones. Joking. Or not, you'll be flying drones that shoot Hello Kitty toys at people. And the drone will say, oh, kawaii! Exactly like that, but it'll be close enough, honestly. Be very close enough to that. You come in the room. I don't know how you say it. Konnichiwa. I heard you need like a drone pilot. I don't know. Insert like badass music. Fireworks in the background as you walk in. Explosions. Music. I'm a drone pilot. I'm like, oh my god. And we're like, yeah. I don't know. Be too crazy. So you know, my VIPs can they see look rage? I'm pretty sure my VIPs can shout at people too, okay? Mister. What do you mean? We need to find some royalty-free songs too, though, so you can have new sound alerts. I want to see if it's like the Ubi song's a royalty-free song. I think it is, but I don't think it is too, right? I need to make a song myself. I need to get probably Brock or what's his name? Got my mind. One of the other people in my home Discord does AI music. I need to make a song about ducks. And then yeah. I don't know. So are you like obviously not like de-doxing yourself on streams? But are you like moving into like a bigger city now, or are you moving like close out more like out bush for this job? Have we done the corners? Yeah, we did. And we gotta do that down there as well, and then that's mostly done. Then we gotta do these pillars on the side here as well too, right? But I feel like trying to make it like a modern, I don't know. Maybe like just land this before, so I was like trying to read Rage's messages, and basically like I was almost just deleting the wrong pieces. Yeah, biggest city, about an hour and a half drive from here. Where from me with my friends. What do you? It's not as. You know what, Rage? You know what? Don't make I mod you. I will. I'm joking. I will never do that. You always see. Honestly, you're the only one. You're the number one person that comes in and like interrogates the shit out of me. Without a doubt, I can always tell what sound like if you play this sound like. It's kind of weird. It's like a sixth sense. If I hear something like, yeah, this is Rage, and look up and it goes Rage. Yep. Hell yeah. I'm happy for you, Kaneko, honestly. You obviously worked hard for it and you deserve it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Because I can rage. Rar. See how mad I am? Rar. I'm so angry. Rar. Oh, I'm joking. I am joking. Why are you so mad, bro? Huh? Well, I feel like you're going to be like it's like because you're so used to living. I suppose you did move out before too, though, so you're probably obviously will be fine moving back out again. Your parents going to be obviously seeing where they saw, or like they're going to come and visit you once in a while, or you're going to do the opposite to them, right? I should really go to bed soon too because I gotta get up in like freaking 9 hours and have enough sleep too. So I'll be working for the company that I did for the drone training actually. Well, they actually are trained. Oh bloody oath, mate! You gotta become a full bloody C. And this is like another thing too, though, right? Once you sort of work for them, you might be able to get a you might be able to move into Australia if you ever wanted to move to Oz at that point because you might be able to like transfer to a different what's it called? No, you rage. What's wrong with Australia? You got nothing but a bunch of blokes there walking around in thongs going, oh yeah, nah, cuz fucking oath, mate. Oh fuck yeah, right. Oh yeah, nah, fuck this, mate. Fuck that and fucking oath and fuck yeah and fucking fuck. That's what we say. I'm joking, but don't. I really don't. I kind of want to do something in the middle though to break it up a bit so it's not so flat. But I know if I do that, it's going to cause more issues. So I'm going to build the rest of the town before I attempt to do that. But the main HQ's done right, so I can eventually move stuff in. Look at him, he's just like... What are you doing down there, bud? I'm happy for you. I'm happy for him. I ain't gonna question what he's doing. He's just having a good old time. Unless you can, he's private, I guess. I only take some photos for and then I will call it here. It's a short stream, I know. Well, actually 2 hours, 2.5 hours, not bad really. It's an average stream. Not for me though. Tomorrow I'm doing Aeon Tail and I'll be doing some 76 with Jen as well. So if you want to come and join us on 76 Rage, you're welcome to. Yeah, I could maybe come and visit since as well. We can have a flow. Yeah, I feel like it'll be a lot easier for you to migrate too, because you'll be able to like certify, you'll be able to obviously qualify for the programs. And then they'll probably give you a better opportunity as well too, though. Like eventually, once you start doing stuff over here, look how gorgeous it looks inside. I'm sorry. Smile for the camera. Ugh. Yes, Slay Queen. Oh my gosh. At a time. But yeah, so I think what we're going to do next stream, because I did want to always stream when I do stuff on the main world, is finish this building, start doing more of the bottom stuff, expand this out now. We'll fix the floor because we can connect it now. But I did help disconnect some of this though, but also like made that railing here disappear, which kind of sucked a little bit, but it's whatever's. Like placing all the other stuff, as I said, the worst part for me now is just trying to place these roofs for the floors, but it's honestly, it's something I'm just going to deal with. That's fine, but as soon as I touch stuff like this, right? Oh, that's not too bad, honestly. Should be a little easier. So if I just work with pillars and then attach it to the pillars and then put the walls up, it might be not so bad. But yeah, that's the build. Do I have any points to unlock this stuff or no? Yeah, I'm still need I need to go level up and get some points. But if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. It does help me a lot. I'll do a lot more building stuff. I will do a building tutorial for this. Once I sort of get the like how I exactly want it to look. But it's basically this is a repeat of that. It may look different in some parts. I'm just trying to alternate with patterns. Make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. Pocket Death. I do other games on Twitch. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching YouTube. Love your faces. If you like what you see, as Max said, make sure you subscribe. You can't see me. Ugh. Make sure you subscribe and yeah, break kisses. Bye YouTube.